In this video, you'll see a real-world application of the RSI indicator to learn an easy trade with clear signals and simple execution. I'm Mike Bellafiore, and we're one of the top proprietary trading firms located in New York City and proud to develop numerous 7 and even 8-figure per year traders. Watch, take notes, and learn from a professional trader on our desk so you can grow your trading account.
Garrett here from the New York City desk. We've got a great trade example for you today, a trade that was identified by a trader outside our desk, and it was so spot on that I have to share it. So a few days ago, I got an email from a trader, Ken, who saw a great setup in AFRM. Ken had watched our recent video on the RSI indicator, and he spotted this setup based on the variables that we outline in the video. So I was excited to hear that it helped him, of course. I always love to hear that, and that he was able to see this trade aligning after watching the video. So he asked me, how would I execute this trade? So this was a mean reversion setup. It was a setup that a lot of traders on our desk were hawking, actually. And so Ken's call out is a really great real-world example of how we can use an indicator to help clarify a setup. And it really drives home what we covered in our RSI video. So by the end of this video, you will see how this stuff can really help in real time. So let's get into what Ken was seeing and also go over how I would consider executing this trade. And look, before we outline this entire setup, there's really an important point here that I should make. Ken used the information that he gained about an indicator in the right way. And what I mean by this is he used it to further strengthen an already existing setup in his playbook. Indicators are not strategies, right? We use indicators to quantify things about our setup that might add edge to our trade. And this can happen in various ways. So in our example today, the RSI indicator, 1, alerts us to market conditions that might warrant a closer look. 2, it adds an environment filter to help us increase expected value and weed out the made-up trades, as we call them. And 3, it helps us visualize certain trade variables that may not be easily apparent. So let's talk about it. AFRM has been a very strong stock. It's been running, it's been up 8 out of the last 9 days. And so you can see on the daily chart, that fact is clear, and it's just been on a tear, right? So in this case, the RSI is above 80 on the daily chart. And on the hourly chart, the RSI has also been above 80 quite a lot. Now, I will never blindly short something like this, even though it's unusually extended. Strong stocks can keep going, right? It's very clear. We've seen it all the time, which is why we want a setup and a trigger for a mean reversion setup like this. And if I'm going to make a trade like this, it's going to be on a much shorter time frame, intraday. It's not the only way to do it. That's just how I like to do it because it's a counter trend trade. So there might be an opportunity to fade this thing, right? Play for a pullback if we can find a spot where it's exhausted. Ken called to my attention on December 6th that AFRM was extended intraday, and he quantified this by the fact that both the 15-minute and the 30-minute charts RSI was above 80. And this is what we talked about in our RSI video. So here's the email from Ken, and I got his permission to share this. He looks at it with pre-market open, which is fine. Okay, so here's the 30-minute, and we can see the RSI above 80, and here's the 15-minute, and we can see the RSI above 80. So we have something that's been up 8 out of 9 days. The RSI is above 80 on the daily chart. The RSI has been above 80 quite often on the hourly. And now we have an intraday situation where the RSI is above 80 on multiple time frames. Because I don't like shorting strength unless I have a lot going in my favor, I want to see that it is extended on multiple time frames. That's really important. And this is what Ken identified. So how do we execute this trade? As Lance talks about all the time, and he has some great videos about this on our channel, and we can link it below. We want to be on the right side of the V. This means that I don't want to try to find a top. That's a risky and frustrating game, and you're dealing with a head of steam, so that's really not the best way to execute. But we can see the turn, right? And so in this situation, that's exactly what we want to do. So as I suggested to Ken, since we're trading off the 15-minute chart, and this is where our lowest time frame signal is, I would short the break of the first 15-minute candle. And if you want to be conservative, you can short the first close below the prior candle. Either way is fine. I always watch the tape here. I want to see offers start to hold. I want to see it feel heavy. And if we zoom into a 1-minute chart, we can see there's a retest opportunity at this level. So once it breaks that level, it trades back into it, right? So we short the break at 41.30 and the stock rallies back to this level and gets heavy again. So how can we see this? So as soon as it tests 41.30, it drops hard. And then it puts in a lower high where it cannot reclaim 41.30. And this is an opportunity to add if this fits your style. So some traders only like taking the first trade with the stop above the high, and that's totally fine. And for this ad, my stop would be much tighter because I want this lower high to hold on the 1-minute chart. And as always, we target VWAP and can trail the rest. So on the 15-minute chart, it never closes above the prior candle high. So that's one way to trail it, is you can just use the bars. And Lance has talked about that as well. So all the way to the close of day. So look, like I said before, we use indicators to help our strategies. Some might work well for us, some might do us more harm than good. It all depends on what you're trying to quantify. Everybody's different. Traders on our desk trade different strategies, execute them in different ways, all with edge. So there's no reason to get dogmatic, right? There's a lot of ways to do things. Ken may find that this helps him stay in tune with a mean reversion strategy. I love to hear about it when traders take what we talk about and apply it in real time. So if you want to go back and check out our original RSI video where we mapped this out and talked about a few other ways to utilize the indicator, we'll link that in the description below.
So you're an active trader, not doing as well as you want, not doing as well as you deserve, and you just can't figure out why you can't become profitable no matter how hard you try. Well, let me show you why. This is your competition. The traders in this room. This room right here is full of elite traders, some of whom are making 7 and even 8 figures a year. In fact, our top guys have made nearly 20 million each in net trading profits in a single year. Let's head to my office so I can share more. So you're probably used to seeing videos of lavish trader lifestyles, trading gurus trading off of a laptop for an hour a day, heck, maybe even 15 minutes a day, and then them relaxing on some secluded beach for the rest of the day. Well, all I can tell you is that our traders train like pro athletes. They live and breathe the markets and are continually working on their trading skills. Because at our firm, that's what we found it really takes to make it in this game. I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder and managing partner of SMB Capital, one of the world's top proprietary trading firms located in Midtown Manhattan. And we're always looking for trading talent to hire and develop. And not just to trade in-house on our desk, but also to trade from their own home, entirely using our firm's capital. And we have numerous traders doing just that, allowing them to make upwards of 7 figures trading the firm's capital without risking their own money. But to even get a shot at something like that, you need to have the right training. That's why we're doing a new free online presentation in which we share how you can get an interview with SMB to become an in-house or remote trader, trading firm capital without risking yours and gaining access to all of our firm's coaching and resources. And the best part, you don't have to be a profitable trader yet. In fact, we prefer to mold profitable traders with our methods and our techniques. That's why we have just 3 simple criteria that can earn anyone an interview. We're looking for highly ambitious and determined traders who fit our culture, first and foremost. So if you believe that could be you, sign up for the free 1-hour online presentation by clicking the link that's in your top right corner of your screen now.